the international community grappling with the enormity of the crimes. Justice elusive for many, the world left to pick up the pieces. Emergence of terror, the rise of ISIS, the Middle East, a region steeped in history, now a breeding ground for extremism. From the ashes of conflict a monster emerged, ISIS. Born from the chaos of post-invasion Iraq, fueled by sectarian violence. ISIS, the so-called Islamic State, promised a utopia. Instead they delivered a nightmare. Their goal? A caliphate ruled by their twisted interpretation of Islam. Their methods? Brutal, uncompromising, merciless. They swept across Syria and Iraq, seizing control with shocking speed. Their black flags became a symbol of dread. A day in hell life under the black flag. Imagine waking up every day to a world where fear is your constant companion, where the very air you breathe feels heavy with dread. Imagine a life stripped bare. The streets, once bustling with life and laughter, now echo with silence. Homes that once provided warmth and comfort stand abandoned, mere shells of their former selves. No music, no laughter, no freedom. Playgrounds lie empty, the joyful cries of children replaced by an eerie stillness. Town squares, once the heart of community gatherings, now serve as grim reminders of what was lost. This was the reality under ISIS, a regime that thrived on control and suppression, turning vibrant cities into ghost towns and free-spirited people into mere shadows of their former selves. Daily life became a struggle for survival. Basic necessities like food and water became scarce commodities. People queued for hours, hoping to get enough to sustain their families. Children who should have been playing and learning were forced to scavenge for scraps. Every aspect of existence controlled. Armed militants patrolled the streets, enforcing strict curfews and ensuring that no one dared to defy their rules. Public notices from ISIS dictated every move, leaving no room for personal freedom. We spoke to survivors, their voices trembling with the memory. Each story was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, yet also a haunting reminder of the horrors they endured. They dictated everything, one woman shared, from the length of our children's beards to the clothes on our backs. Public executions became commonplace. The brutality was not just a means of punishment but a tool of fear, designed to keep everyone in line. A stark reminder of ISIS's absolute power. Public gatherings were no longer a place of joy but a display of militant dominance. The cityscape, once a symbol of progress, now loomed ominously under constant surveillance. Their reign was one of terror, designed to crush the human spirit. The despair was palpable, etched into the faces of those who had lost everything. Buildings lay in ruins, a testament to the destruction wrought by a regime that knew no mercy. Heavily armed militants patrolled, ensuring that the grip of fear remained unbroken. Instruments of fear, enforcing obedience, control, maintained through systematic oppression, a network of spies and informants watching, listening. Religious police roamed the streets, enforcing their strict interpretation of Islamic law. Punishments were swift and brutal. Women, reduced to possessions, forced to wear the niqab, their identities erased. Many subjected to sexual slavery, their stories harrowing testaments to ISIS's barbarity. Children not spared. Brainwashed in ISIS training camps turned into soldiers, forced to witness atrocities, their innocence stolen. Scars on humanity, echoes of atrocities. The world watched in horror as ISIS unleashed its reign of terror. Mass graves unearthed, silent witnesses to the group's genocidal campaign. Yazidis, targeted for their faith, subjected to unimaginable horrors. Their stories, difficult to hear, impossible to forget. The psychological scars run deep. Survivors, haunted by their experiences. The trauma, etched into their very being, the international community grappling with the enormity of the crimes. Justice elusive for many, the world left to pick up the pieces. Section 5. Beyond the battlefield, ISIS's global reach. ISIS's reach extended far beyond the battlefields of Iraq and Syria. Through a sophisticated propaganda machine, they spread their toxic ideology online, recruiting disillusioned youth from across the globe, luring them with promises of glory and purpose. Terrorist attacks, inspired or directed by ISIS, struck fear into the hearts of people worldwide. From the streets of Paris to the beaches of Tunisia, their message of hate resonated. The world, forced to confront the uncomfortable truth, the threat of extremism had become globalized. Section 6. Children of the Caliphate, Indoctrination and its Legacy. Perhaps the most disturbing aspect of ISIS's reign was their calculated manipulation of children. They targeted the young, the impressionable, molding them into their image. Children as young as 6, trained to use weapons, desensitized to violence. These children, robbed of their childhoods, now face an uncertain future. Scarred by their experiences, many struggle to reintegrate into society. Their plight, a stark reminder of the long-lasting legacy of ISIS's brutality. Section 7. Whispers of Resistance, Defiance in the Shadows. Even in the darkest of times, the human spirit endures. Amidst the oppression, acts of defiance flickered. Ordinary people risking their lives to resist. Secret schools kept the flame of education alive. Underground networks provided aid and solace. These acts of courage, often unseen, serve as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. They remind us that even in the face of unimaginable cruelty, hope can survive. These stories, often untold, deserve to be heard. Section 8. The long road back, rebuilding shattered lives. With ISIS's territorial defeat, the long and arduous process of rebuilding begins. The cities that once thrived with life and culture now lie in ruins, a stark reminder of the devastation that conflict brings. Streets that were once bustling with activity are now filled with rubble and debris, and the echoes of the past linger in the air. The physical scars are evident. Cities in ruins, infrastructure destroyed. Buildings that once stood tall and proud are now reduced to mere skeletons of their former selves. The infrastructure that supported daily life has collapsed, leaving communities without basic necessities like water, electricity, and sanitation. The task of rebuilding these physical structures is monumental, requiring immense resources and coordinated efforts. But the psychological wounds run deeper, the invisible scars of trauma. The people who lived through the conflict carry with them the heavy burden of their experiences. Survivors of the conflict often struggle with feelings of loss, fear, and uncertainty. The trauma they have endured affects their mental health, making it difficult to move forward and rebuild their lives. The international community has a responsibility to assist in the reconstruction. Aid organizations and humanitarian groups have stepped in to provide much-needed support. They bring with them not only resources but also hope, showing that the world has not forgotten those who have suffered. The presence of international aid workers is a beacon of hope for many, signaling that help is on the way. But beyond bricks and mortar, there is a need for healing. Rebuilding homes and infrastructure is just one part of the recovery process. The emotional and psychological healing of the community is equally important. Group therapy sessions and community support groups play a crucial role in helping individuals process their trauma and begin the journey towards healing. Trauma counseling, education, and economic opportunities are crucial for lasting peace. Providing access to mental health services helps individuals cope with their experiences and rebuild their lives. Education for children, even in makeshift schools, ensures that the next generation has the tools they need to create a better future. Vocational training programs offer economic opportunities, empowering people to rebuild their livelihoods and contribute to the recovery of their communities. The road to recovery will be long and challenging, but it is a journey that must be taken. The resilience and determination of the people, combined with the support of the international community, will pave the way for a brighter future. Amidst the ruins, there is hope. The faces of those working together to rebuild their communities reflect a spirit of unity and perseverance. Together, they will overcome the challenges and rebuild their shattered lives. Section 9. Lest we forget, remembering the victims. In the quiet moments of reflection, we gather to honor those who have been taken from us too soon. Each candle lit, each photo held, is a testament to lives that mattered, to stories that deserve to be told and remembered. Years have passed since the fall of the so-called caliphate. The scars of war are still visible, etched into the landscape and the hearts of those who survived. The ruins stand as silent witnesses to the horrors that unfolded, a stark reminder of the fragility of peace. Yet the world must never forget the victims of ISIS's reign of terror. Each name inscribed on the memorial wall represents a life cut short, a family left to grieve. These ceremonies are not just acts of remembrance but calls to action, urging us to ensure that such tragedies never happen again. Their stories, a stark reminder of the human cost of extremism. These faces, these names are not just statistics, They are mothers, fathers, children, friends. Their lives were full of dreams and potential, cruelly interrupted by violence. We owe it to them to remember, to speak their names and to honor their memories. But amidst the darkness, there is hope. The sunrise over the devastated city symbolizes a new beginning, a chance to rebuild and heal. Communities come together in prayer, finding strength in unity and faith. The resilience of the human spirit is evident in the smiles of children playing, in the joy of families reunited after years of separation. These moments of happiness are precious, a testament to the enduring power of love and hope. The courage of those who resisted, who stood up against tyranny and oppression, is an inspiration to us all. Their bravery reminds us that even in the darkest times there are those who will fight for justice and freedom, and the ongoing efforts to rebuild offer a glimmer of light. Volunteers work tirelessly to restore homes, to bring back a sense of normalcy and safety. Communities gather in support, showing that together we can overcome even the greatest challenges. The fight against extremism continues, with military patrols ensuring security and anti-extremism rallies raising awareness. It is a battle that requires vigilance, determination, and the collective effort of nations and individuals alike. But so too does the fight for justice, for accountability. In courtrooms and meetings, human rights activists work to hold perpetrators accountable, to seek justice for the victims, and to ensure that the rule of law prevails, and for a future where such atrocities are never repeated. International peace conferences bring together diverse groups, united in their commitment to building a world where peace and justice are not just ideals but realities. Together we can honor the past, uphold hope, and create a better future for all.